Welcome in, everybody, to this very special post-TwitchCon episode of the podcast. Obi, that was a fucking crazy time, man.
Whew. I just had to let that one out.
The fucking Lassie down the well, bro. Crazy.
No, Lassie down the well would be like,
Sounds like Mario down the well. He just slipped on a banana and fell down. Dude, that was so much fun.
Go ahead.
Nah,
It was fun,
man, there's so much to talk about. This is gonna be such a full episode with just so many things. I don't even know where to begin, bro.
Hey man, if this one goes for as long as it wants to, I don't think our viewers are going to hate us.
No, I think this is one people have been waiting for, especially, the people. First off, for everybody we met at TwitchCon, it was an absolute pleasure. Like, and you know what I'm very happy to report back on is that everybody smelled good.
Oh my god. Holy shit. This was my first convention and I heard horror stories about people smelling like a pig that had been rotting in a corner for like 22 weeks. And everyone that I met, without a doubt, was wearing deodorant, was wearing perfume, was wearing a cologne, like had taken a shower that exact morning. Everyone smelled like blossoms of sakura trees. And I'm so happy about that.
Yes, it was so great. I will say, I was hanging with Marcus on that Sunday, and we get to the convention center, and I'm kind of jumping around here, but this is just pertinent to the smell thing. And we walk in the door, and Marcus like stops in his tracks, and he looks at me, and I go, well, "What's up?" He goes, "I forgot to put deodorant on." I'm like, "Oh no, you're gonna be the smeller." So we walk through the vendor room, with the big purple carpet and everything.
Yeah.
And there just happened to be, I don't know who it was. He was a streamer because he was live at the time, but he had like a little Easter basket, but it was full of like the travel-sized deodorants. And yes. And Marcus ran over and just like grabbed one, and the dude looked at him and he's like, "I'm sorry you stink so bad." Then just walked off. And Marcus like, Marcus like, "I don't care. I got deodorant. I'm happy."
That's so Marcus.
I know. Frag smell good.
Frag it.
Fucking deodorant. Fucking deodorant.
Like a hot dog. Why are we on the same brain length already?
Dude, God, man. But why don't we try to do this? Because we have so much to talk about that we could just go on forever jumping around. Why don't we try to go from start to finish and just kind of talk about how things went day by day? Would that be something? Or
Sure. Let's start off with I think the best way to start this off would be the trip to the actual like house and everything.
Okay.
Because I feel like both of us had different ones, considering that I had to drive with Marcus from LA.
Yeah.
And you guys landed in San Diego.
Yes.
Which, by the way, if anyone who didn't know, if you want to save money on going to TwitchCon, I promise you the best way of doing it is actually to fly into LA, because the price of tickets is down substantially. Each one of my tickets was like $150.
Wow.
And then you take you can either do what I did, which is have a friend pick you up and then take you down. It's 2 hours and it'll cost less. Or you can take a bus, and the buses that they have, they do take a little bit longer because they do have stops on the way, right?
Yeah.
But you save so much money. It's $25 to be able to get down from LA to San Diego.
Oh, dude.
So,
yeah.
Literally, for anyone who's looking for a life hack for TwitchCon next year and you think you can't afford it, I promise you can afford it. It is very, very possible. And if you go next year, just thank your old Papa Obi.
Yeah, and when you come up to him and see him, go, "Papa Obi, is that you?"
Yes, it is me, child.
Gandalf. Fly, you fools.
Fly, you fools. So I want you to actually start with yours, and then I'll start with mine after.
Well, my story going to TwitchCon, and I know you've heard this before. I had a flight from where I live into Houston, and then a connecting flight from Houston over to San Diego. And my first flight I get on, it's like the smaller version of the 737. I can never think of what they're called, but instead of the 3 rows, it's the 2. You know what I mean?
Oh God,
Yeah.
you were in the sausage dish.
I've never heard it called that before, but it's not the first time I've been in something that had sausage in it. But anyway,
You're good.
But whatever that plane was, I think it was old, because when you were getting in, the outside of the plane, like the terminals and everything, looked like they were from the 80s or the 90s. But everything in the rest of the plane looked new, so it was like freshly refurbished or something like that.
Sure.
Which, as a nervous flyer like I am, is not exactly what you want to see, right? But
Doesn't bode well.
Yeah, nevertheless, I sit down, and then this 25, 26-year-old girl comes and sits next to me, and she wants to talk about everything under God's green earth, but mostly the fact that she had just visited her sister who just had a baby. So congratulations to you if you're listening. You were a very sweet person, but you were a yapperton, let me just tell you. I must have looked at 30 baby photos,
No.
Yes.
She brought the album out?
Her album was her phone, and
okay, all right.
And I had this one of those anxiety fidget rings things or whatever, and I'm on and I'm on the plane, so again, nervous flyer, I'm spinning that thing like I'm trying to create a fire, like I'm trying to I'm trying to test these ball bearings that are on this ring.
Where's my ferro rod?
Yeah, and she looks over, she sees that, she goes, oh, you're nervous flyer? I go, yeah. She goes, well, I think I might have some stuff for that. She opens her bags. It's like a smorgasbord of edibles are just in there. She's like, I'm a nervous flyer too. And I'm like, you won't be for long. Like, holy shit.
Did you get her number? I could really use some edibles.
I missed it. No.
Damn it.
But there was this moment. We're flying, as airplanes are known to do. And this was right before that hurricane came through and everything. And we had consistent, just torrential downpours every day for the previous 2 weeks. And we fly out, and we hit a patch of turbulence that is the worst turbulence I have ever experienced. To which this woman ends up in my lap for about like 30 seconds. It was that bad. Like, ass left seat, and she landed on my lap. Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know,
this
I
part.
haven't heard this story.
No, you haven't heard this part. I talked about the second part of the plane. Yeah. It knocked the wind out of me. Like, she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, that's fine. But I'm trying to be like the cool aloof dude, She's she's like 26-year-old, also on the flight, like, who knows, meeting somebody, Oh no, that's fine. I get sat on all the time. I didn't say that, of course, but no. The first flight, so that was pretty much that. She ended up passing out probably from the 30,000 milligrams of edibles she took, but
lucky.
But the second flight after my connection, which I almost missed because the flight was late getting there, so I had to pull the Kevin McAllister's dad from Home Alone thing where you're running through the airport, And I get there just in time. I get on the next plane, and then a Chipotle flash mob busts out around me. I think I've told you this part before, where
I don't think so.
I am on.
I was probably high while it was happening.
Yeah, so you found edible girl anyway.
Yeah.
So no, sitting on the window seat, and there's like a family of 7 people.
Okay.
Right. There's 3 in front of me. There's 2 to the left of me, and then I think there's 2 behind me. Right.
Okay.
And I don't smell anything. I don't see anything. Everybody's just got their bags. We take off, and then after about 30 minutes of flying, burritos materialize out of thin air. Just like tinfoil wrapped straight from Chipotle or Burrito Gallery or something. And just immediately, the entire place smells like a Moe's, you know? And at this point, I've been on a plane for like 6 hours. I haven't eaten anything. The only thing I have with me, I brought like sour gummy bears because I hear those are good for like anxiety or something. You just focus on the sour or whatever.
Is that really a thing?
That's something I heard, and believe me, it worked. I don't know if it worked because I was focusing on the sour or just because I really like gummy bears. So either way, you know, I was happy. I'll tell you that. But yeah, and it's not like they were just eating burritos. They were like passing between the aisles, like sour cream and guacamole, and they were having a fiesta. They were having a whole catered event on this plane. I have never been more hungry in my entire life. And I'm just like looking, like I'm like leaning against the window of the plane, just like looking out the window, just longing for freedom so I can eat food. Which I think I polished off like 4 slices of pizza whenever we got to the Airbnb that night.
Oh my god, that's already gonna be a story because I remember us getting those pizzas. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
but that's my story.
Did you have anything else?
No,
that's it?
Yeah, I mean, mine was pretty uneventful aside from, you know, that one girl landing on my lap and knocking the wind out of me. But, you know, aside from that, it was... And
hey,
you know,
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty cool side quest, to be honest. But yeah, that's I want that what do you call it, cutscene to happen to me.
Oh no, you landed in my lap. Oh,
unfortunate. Oh no,
darn, what are we gonna do?
Oh no, the lavatory's in the back.
It says occupado. What about you, man? How'd your travel go?
Oh Jesus. So to start off with, it was already a fuckery because I had to bring, I only had my carry-on, right?
Yeah.
Not even that. I was one of those people that got a ticket that was a very specific group, so that way you can only bring on a personal item.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I had a backpack. And so I was freaking out when I got my boarding pass, and it said no carry-on. And I was like, uh-oh, are they gonna fucking, like, what is gonna happen? Am I gonna get to the airport? Am I gonna get to the actual terminal? And then they're gonna be like, you have to ditch like half your clothes and, you know, do this and that.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they didn't do that. They were like, yeah, that's a personal item. And I was just like, are you sure? Because this thing is a thick boy. This is the equivalent of a suitcase, but you're just gonna let me on with it? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, okay, sure.
Can I just say,
you know,
you could never be a drug smuggler. Like they were like, you're good, and you're like, are you sure? You gave them a second chance to think about it. What if they had been like, you know what? Actually, no.
The worst part is that I did have edibles in my bag, and so I'm sitting here like, am I gonna get in trouble because it's legal in my state and I'm going to a state where it's legal? Like, is there gonna be any issue, or am I gonna get in trouble? And so all this is happening while I'm high, and I get onto the plane. This pilot had no confidence in himself whatsoever. And he like got onto the intercom and he's like, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking a flight on 305 and we're going to be heading out to Los Angeles. We're going to see a little bit of turbulence, but don't worry. It should be a nice and safe ride. I was like, all right, I trust this guy with my life. I mean, I have no other choice. So I'm already in this sardine of a fucking plane. Like oh my God, we were packed. These seats were not normal seats. These were like bleacher seats in the like nosebleed section. of seats. I'm not even kidding you. When I rocked, it went,
Oh.
and I was like, oh no, I'm not comfy now.
What airline did you fly? If you want to put them on blast.
Okay, I don't want to hate on them.
Mm-hmm.
Their job, because here's the thing, I don't want to hate on them because they do their job very well. They do a very good job of getting you from point A to point B. Whether you make it there, there's no insurance whatsoever,
Right.
but that's because of the low cost, right? Okay, I'm gonna say it. Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, I was wondering.
As the prices are so immaculate, guys. I promise you, they are immaculate. If you want to be able to have like a good flight and you want it to just get there, you don't plan on buying anything on the plane, you don't plan on getting any of the whoosits and whatnots, the bells and the whistles, go ahead and do Spirit. But I'm gonna say, that pilot, when he said turbulence, I was like, oh yeah, I'll feel a little bit of a shimmy, a little sha-sha, you know? But no, we get up into the, about, I would assume we were about at that like 20,000, right?
Okay.
Right where we're, passing through clouds, gonna be, heading up and finally taking off to my destination. I look over at the lady who's sitting next to me. She's very sweet, very, very sweet. She actually like held my knee whenever we were flying up, and I was just like,
oh,
because she saw that I was like anxious and freaking out. And when I tell you, I felt like we had just like smacked against Jello in that plane, and the wings were just sort of flapping like a newborn baby. I was scared out of my mind. I couldn't decide what I was gonna do. I was like, if I die here, I mean, it's okay.
I'm on Spirit Airlines. Like, I'm rolling the dice anyway.
Spirit Airlines. I'm gonna have my spirit ascend to the skies. So
it's got a head start. You're already a couple 100,000. God,
that's their job,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we get past the turbulence, we get up into the sky. It's totally fine. I was a little freaked out there at the beginning of that turbulence because it was just, it just shook a little bit too hard that I was not comfortable with. We finally land down in LA, and I'm like, all right, we're chilling. Let me grab my bag. And I don't know if you do this, but when the flight is done, the seatbelt sign goes off, my ass is out of that seat, grabbing my shit and leaving immediately. I don't know if you do that. I want to be off that plane immediately. Like,
I am the opposite entirely. Like, I'm like, let everybody else do their thing. I'm not in a rush, unless I have a connecting flight. I was a little like anxious because I knew the plane was running late, so I knew I had to beat feet and get out of there. But normally I'm like, let everybody else just do their thing because they're gonna be standing in the aisles and grabbing their shit and all that. So I'm just gonna wait. Nah, dude, I'll sit there till whenever. Like I'm at an airport anyway. I gotta wait around.
You just sit in there until the next flight, and you're just like, where are we going now?
I'm just here for the ambiance.
Can I get another snack of those peanuts, please?
Yeah. So I will say this. I flew United, and they didn't have peanuts, but they gave you the choice of like chocolate-covered pretzels or like a trail mix thing, which they're like pretzel mix. It's like a Chex Mix type of deal. Fire. Absolutely.
Is it?
100%, dude. I would pay to take a flight just for the damn pretzel bag.
No way.
It was good. It's really, really good.
Well, who was it with?
United, yeah.
United, if you ever want to sponsor us to go out to the TwitchCon next year,
yeah, that'd be great.
You're more than welcome.
United, hit us up.
Fly me down to OMEN, and then I will fly with OMEN, and then we'll vlog the whole way and just like show our experience or whatever. I'm kidding, but like do that anyways.
Or any airline who wants to sponsor us, please.
Seriously, because like I feel like when it comes to transportation and going to like conventions or like showing our support and everything to our community, I feel like if we were to get it sponsored by anyone, an airline would be like the top one. Incredible. But yeah, anyways, on my flight, I swear to God, I had the lady pass me with the little shopping cart of things, and I felt like Harry Potter in that. Anything from the trolley, dear? Because she looked at me and she goes, anything to purchase? And I was just like, no, can I get a bag of peanuts though? Like, or something? And she's like, oh, that's for specific types of flights and you're in the back. And I was just like, what? I was like, there's no way that you just denied me a little snack. I just wanted to act like, please, ma'am, may I have some more? More?
Dude,
I just wanted nothing. Like, they didn't even give me anything.
She basically said, ew, peasant. You require sustenance?
God. A commoner away from me, unless you have money.
I'm sorry, the only people who can purchase things are in the front of the plane. Yeah, what they never showed in Harry Potter was something from the trolley, dears. That'll be $32.50 for a water and a bag of peanuts. Like,
yeah, it's probably because the inflation didn't hit yet.
Yeah, you never see Harry swiping his card. Like,
yeah. He has tap to pay.
Yeah, that's real magic right there. Boop.
It is.
Yeah. He's got Apple.
Apple. So I land in Los Angeles, and I finally am just like, okay, I gotta wait for Marky. That's all I gotta do. Marcus is gonna be here soon, and I can just chill out, find a place to fucking fuck off for a little bit. No, I walked around the entire airport 4 times. 4 fucking times, because I was so goddamn gone because of the edibles. Yeah. I just walked in circles and people watched me. People were at the restaurants. They saw me and then I saw them and I kept walking. I'd come back and then walk it again and then they'd see me again and they're like double taken, like, is that the same guy? Dude, and I'm like, yep, that's me. That's literally me.
I'm surprised the airport security was like, this guy's walked around the airport 4 times. We got to check him. We got to see where his flight is. Like,
I really don't trust this guy. Yeah. Like, what's he doing here in LA?
He got through TSA. I don't know how. Like, we got to check him.
It's absolutely wild.
He's got 4 pounds of edibles in his bag.
I mean, granted, we were in, California. There's no rhyme or reason why anyone, would question, oh, he's got weed. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Enjoy your weed, bro. And it was just, it was surreal just walking around that place because I just saw everything and I was like, man, I really should get something. And so I went over to this little mart and I found an Uncrustable. And I was like, oh, this is a good idea. Just a nice Uncrustable with my high ass. I'm just going to be fucking, this is the best. This is going to taste like the fucking holy grail. So I take a bite. No, it was so stale.
Oh,
I heard a crunch.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm gonna need some water with this too. Oh. So I had to go and purchase one of their water bottles, which require a fucking deposit for the bottle. California, you have high enough taxes. I don't need another thing that you put on top of it, bro.
Thank you. Between that and 10 cents for each grocery bag.
Like what?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Is this a sin tax for my carbon footprint?
Yeah.
What is happening?
It's bad enough you're selling Uncrustable jerky, okay? You gotta just have the water bottles be available.
So I had the water bottle. It was like a tin or not tin because that's toxic, but it was like a aluminum water bottle from Smart Water. And I cracked it open and I was like, oh, wait, that crack was the most satisfying thing. I just forgot about that $1.50 I just spent. And then just took a sip. And I was like, oh, this is wonderful. So I had to keep munching and then drinking and then munching and drinking just so I could get that fucking Uncrustable
You had
down
to hydrate your Uncrustable. That's wild, bro. Oh.
in my mouth. Like there was just like there was a lot of simultaneousness going on there that my hands could not keep up with.
Los Angeles, what a town.
What a town. Anyway, so I get outside and I'm waiting for Marcus. He pulls up and he's like, "Yo, what's up, man? What's up?" I jump in and we start taking off. I was like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not on sleep. Like, I need to pass out." And he's like, yeah, you're good. So, you know, midway through the drive, like after talking for a little bit, I was like, all right, I'm conking out. I conked out, woke up right before we got into San Diego, and we fucking like just jammed out to some music. It was so chill. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I know Marcus, right? But I don't feel like I've known him.
Yeah.
And so when we actually got to do that ride, it was like we got to bond with each other, and it really kind of like solidified that relationship when we got to the house, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we pull up to the airport because we had to pick up Zippy and Blaze, and so we, you know, pull them in, not before we fucking ruin ourselves by going over to this other section where the FedEx planes are.
Oh, okay.
And we're like, is this the right place? We're trying to pick up someone from terminal blah blah blah. And the security guard right there was just like, no, this is a restricted area. You're gonna need to turn around and go back this way. And we're like, oh shit. And because like technically FedEx transports everything, including government materials.
Oh, right. So
we weren't even going to be allowed near that area. Luckily, the security officer was just like super chill with us. He was like, no, you just turn around. I'm not gonna bother you guys. We're like, thank God. Anyways, so we fucking take back off, get over to the terminal, pick them up, and then we head over to the house. Mm-hmm. And that was basically the entire trip for me. God, I was so scared on that flight though. Fuck, man, it really, really messed with me. And thank God, after that night, it was all the jitters were gone from that one.
Oh yeah, and turbulence is always something that I think everybody like fears in flying because it feels like you're gonna drop out the damn sky, but you know it's perfectly normal. I'm just thinking if you guys pulled up instead of asking, is this where you pick somebody up? It's like, we're here for the uranium drop off. We have some questions for you. If you could please come with us. It's fucking tourists.
Meanwhile, we're just driving in like a standard A to B car, just like not even like an actual transport vehicle.
Yeah, I will say when we got picked up by Marcus, I had met with my flight got in at 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. Mm-hmm. And Ray and Liza Days and Ray Herna, their plane landed at 9:50-ish. So I waited for them, and Marcus came and picked us all up. And we were heading back to the Airbnb. And at this point, we were all like, okay, we're starving. We're super hungry. You know we got plans for the rest of the week. So tonight, we're just going to do pizza. Mm-hmm. And we had all agreed in the car what we were going to do. You know, we're going to do like 2 pepperoni, 2 cheese. We're like, well, everybody likes pepperoni, and only one person likes cheese, so we're gonna do 3 pepperonis, and got some fucking garlic knots that slap like a motherfucker. But Blaze called me, and well, not me, but he called Ray, and we were talking, and Blaze is like, okay, I'll go ahead and order the pizza, and everybody goes, okay, bye, talk to you later, and I'm like, wait. Blaze, did you say you're ordering the pizza? And he goes, well, yeah, I was going to. I'm like, I'm already making the order, you know, because I was going to do it too. We almost had 8 pizzas at that house for all of us. We would have been eating pizza the entire damn trip. Dude, it was crazy. But that dinner slapped that night. I was so hungry by the time we got there. And that first night was pretty much just everybody hanging out. I think they were watching, you guys were watching like Disney movies or something.
We were watching, oh Jesus, I don't actually remember what we watched, but we did like, we were just chilling out, you know, just turned something on, and oh, that's right, I passed the fuck out.
Yes, you did.
That's what happened.
And I was gonna get to that.
Yeah, I was exhausted, bro. Like, but once we got around like the food and everything like that, did you notice how like that was the only time that we could really shut up because we were talking to each other?
Yes.
And every single person was just on Yapperton's level of talking. And all of a sudden, the pizza gets there. Everyone gets a plate. We start, grabbing a piece, and everyone takes that first bite, and just silence, tranquility.
It's shocking that in a house of content creators and streamers, no one can shut the fuck up, right? And I love that we're all just munching on pizza, but all of us looking around at each other have this shit-eating grin on our face because we're all like, we're just yappers, because this is the only time you could hear a pin drop in the house. Every other time, one of us was yelling about something. And I wanted to talk about you being tired because you were already kind of tired beforehand. And then after you had the carbo load of pizza, you sat back down. I like to call it lovingly Obi's Corner, which is that little... It's like an L-shaped couch, and on the short side of the L, he was up against the arm of the couch. You were pulled up into the fetal position, sitting upright, which I'd never seen a human being do before. I don't know how you did this. You're part xenomorph or something. And the funny thing was, Obi, imagine this. He's sitting there, arms folded, in just the fetal position, like you're sitting right now, exactly, just like that. And as he would fall asleep, it was like one of those puppets where the top of the head hinges up, but the jaw stays in the exact same place, because the top part of his head would just fall back, but his jaw would stay in the exact same location. It was literally this. I'll show you exactly right now. I mean, you guys can't see it, but this was it. Here we go. And we went all... I was sitting right next to Ray, and I look at Ray, and I go, is Obi asleep? And she goes, no one would sleep like that. And we kind of went, Obi. And nothing. I was like, oh shit, he is asleep. What the...
So let me give you some backstory actually to this. So funny enough, most people know I was in the military for a short period of time. I believe it was a total of 6 months. Unfortunately, had a training accident, was unable to continue, and so we just sort of called it at that, right? When you're in the military, you have to find every chance. Every single chance. Why am I doing the Donald Trump hands? God,
every chance.
Every chance, you have to find it. Sleepy Joe, he's gonna find you.
I have the best chances. 100%
I have
the best chances.
I have the best sleeps. I can literally sleep in a fetal position, standing upright.
I sleep on a pillow of peacock feathers. Only the best for Big Donnie.
For Big Donald. No, you have to find every ability to like fall asleep, and so we actually got taught the way that you like the people in the how do you say special services, how they get to do stuff. We were taught by our funny enough by my gunny officer. He taught us how to basically fall asleep standing up, and and so that way you stand at attention but could still be subconsciously just gone. It was it's a crazy thing, and I'll have to teach it to you sometime. It's really fun.
I don't get enough
it's
sleep.
It's really fun. Trust me, because it's like it just shuts everything off. Can I do it now? Probably. Do I want to do it? No, because it takes a lot of effort to do it.
Right.
You have to put a lot of effort into like focusing on your breathing, shutting down each part of the body, shutting down the muscles, and then it's just way too much for me. And on top of that, I also have pain now, so
right, yeah.
Hard to just sort of ignore that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, I can basically sleep in any position possible.
I'd never seen a human being do what you did that first night. I was like, I don't know how he's sleeping like that. Like, I don't know how you were like balancing, because I'm sure it was like you up against the arm of the couch, but you were just straight vertical. Like, I don't know. I mean, how
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've got a tripod of an ass that will just, you know, those suction cups that those little like dolls that you have suction cups on, and you go. Yeah. You know, that's basically me to a couch.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I will say that first night on the couch was the only night that it was ever a couch, because we just left it folded out into that big bed mode thing the rest of the time for the rest of the trip. Which, like, that was honestly the most comfortable couch I've ever been on.
We need to find that brand. We need to contact the owner. We need to get that brand for whenever we have our actual content house.
There you go.
Honestly, I would take that every day.
100%, dude. But then I know, so that was Friday, right? That was getting in, and or was that Thursday? That was no, that was Wednesday, right?
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday night, yeah. So we get up Thursday, and everyone kind of decides for us that it's the men's job to go to Costco and do some shopping, and we end up spending a lot of money at Costco buying breakfast foods, and I believe it was just you and I making breakfast for everybody at that point when we got back to the house, which it was hilarious to me. They were like, yeah, we're having breakfast. I look at the clock, it's like 3 p.m, you know, because we had been up super late the night before just shooting the shit and everything. And there we are, just me and you. Well, first off, we don't know where anything is, so we're spending half of the time just, oh, where's the pans? Where's the pot holders? Where's this? Where's that? I remember when you're getting ready to pull the bacon out of the oven, like, okay, time to take the bacon out. I'm like, where's the pot holders? You're like, oh yeah. Should probably find those. I'm like, well, this might be some interesting bacon if we can't find some pot holders. And they ended up...
Wait, you call them pot holders?
Yeah, what do you call them?
I just call them oven mitts.
Well, if they're the mitts, yeah, but these were like the little squares, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought we had actual oven mitts there.
Did we? I could be misremembering. I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, it was so long ago. Holy shit.
I know. But this was 2 weeks ago by our count now. But that was another moment when we had finished making breakfast that day where we all shut the fuck up. Just ate, bro.
Yep.
That was so funny. I will say that Airbnb was incredible.
I feel like it was one of the best Airbnbs I'd ever been at.
Oh yeah. I mean, the backyard alone, it had basically, you walk out the back door, which was like two like double glass doors, and there was a big I can best describe as like a dining room table, pretty much. Like an outdoor dining table. And then behind that to the left, there was a propane grill. I think it was propane. I can't remember. We ended up not using it. But then there was like a 3-foot elevated platform, and to the right was a fire pit that we had no idea how to turn on. It was like a Japanese puzzle box, because there was one little silver kind of twisty thing. It looks like one of the wind-ups you would find on a wind-up monkey that slaps the cymbals together, you know?
Yeah, the propane key.
Yeah. And we're like reaching down to use that, and it's like extremely loose, and we're like trying to figure out, like, it's not doing anything. There's no clicks coming out. We're not smelling propane. And I was like, did you jiggle it? Did you try jiggling it? You should try jiggling it. Did you jiggle it? But we finally ended up getting it working. I don't know who figured that out, by the way.
I did.
But it was you? Oh, good. Then you
my high ass literally just like reached in there. I was like, ka-chink, and I hit it on the little thing, and I was just like, oh, daddy's coming home. And so I turned it. I turn it. I hear the propane go off. I was like, guys, grab the lighter. We got it. When we lit it up, it immediately, I didn't realize how much propane it was going at. I just sort of heard it, and I was like, all right, guys, it's time. And we light it, and it goes boom. in front of Benji's face.
That was me figuring out that the fire pit was on. Was no one said anything. I just heard woof from outside. And I turned around. I was like, okay, whose eyebrows are still intact? But then right behind the fire pit there was the pool, and then to the right of the pool was the hot tub, which we'll get to the hot tub. But you mentioned Benji, and I want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Because Benji, if you're listening, I love you, but you're a dick. You're an asshole. So this man, it's been widely known that he's coming to TwitchCon and hanging with us and staying at the Airbnb for the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to Wednesday night, wasn't it? Or no, it was like Wednesday during the day, because I remember I was at the airport when we got the message on Discord. But he messages us in the group chat and says, "Hey guys, I had some stuff come up. I'm not going to be able to go. Sorry."
Oh, shit! Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm not gonna be able to go.
About that.
Sorry." And I'm like, "Okay." That didn't bother me, because like, okay, you got stuff going on. That's not a big deal. But he just like left the chat and didn't say anything else. Yeah. And I was like, "What the? Why? Why is this happening now?" I was looking forward to meeting Benji. Like, I wasn't angry at him, but I was like pissed. I was like, "I'm not gonna get to meet Benji. Damn it." For those of you who do not know Benji, that's Sleepy Benjo on Twitch. He has, first off, the most luxurious mane of hair I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god, it's like a lion's mane. I want to run my hands through it.
Dude, it bounces. It's like the Fabio hair, like the old like romance novels that's like blowing in the wind. But the other thing about this man's hair is it's fire engine red. It is this is the reddest hair I've ever seen in my life. And he doesn't condition it too, which I'm saying is slander and lies and not true, because there's no way you can get that amount of bounce genetically. Like, that man is the most gifted genetic specimen ever, if that's the case.
No, for real.
But so Thursday morning rolls around, and we're all kind of just plopped on the couch hanging out, and Blaze and Benji are best friends. So Blaze was taking it really hard that Benji wasn't coming. And Zippy goes, "Hey, Blaze, can you go check the door? It says my Amazon package just arrived," because she had ordered some stuff to the house.
Oh, yeah.
And Blaze is kind of like, okay, no big deal. So Blaze opens the door, and what we see is the equivalent to just the Lorax jumping through the door and tackling Blaze like a middle linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens. Benji just magically showed up, and apparently this was all part of a master plan for the past 2 weeks for him to just like pretend he's not coming and then magically show up. Fuck you, Benji.
Fuck you, Benji. We love you, Benji, but
we love you very much,
Benji.
Dude.
Well, when I saw him leave the chat, it was actually at my when I landed in LA. I saw that whenever I finally, got there. I didn't have reception, and I'm not paying $14 for a 3-hour flight to LA. No, fuck that. Anyways, so I got that when I was at the airport. I was like, whoa, what does that mean for like the rest of the group? Like, do we have to change schedules? Do we have to do anything different? And and then the thought jumped into my brain. I was like, wait a second, Benji's not going to be there. Fuck. Yeah. I was like, my immediate response was, oh, we need to fix schedules. And then the second one was, oh, Benji's not showing. I hate life.
Yeah, I was so bummed. And then I had also been talking to It's Puffy Peach at that time, and I had messaged her. I'm like, what the fuck? Benji's not going to TwitchCon. She was looking forward to meeting Benji too. And apparently she knew the whole time what his master plan was. So she's lying to my face, Peach. Talking directly to you. She's like, oh yeah, I was really, really looking forward to meeting him. Oh, darn. And then to have him just show up, that was just like the best surprise. And Blaze was like a kid on Christmas morning for like 5 minutes,
He's like, I got that new trike I've been wanting.
And then, but yeah, that Thursday, I believe, was when we did badge pickup.
Yes, it was Thursday.
Okay.
I made breakfast for everyone in the morning, and apparently people were not expecting my portion sizes. But I make food for a house. I'm making food for like a banquet. It is absurd. The pancakes were the same size as a dinner plate.
Like, yeah.
The eggs, I had at least 2 full stacks of eggs, which I think was about 7 or 8 eggs. And then I think I made the whole thing of sausages, the chicken sausages that we got. And I was just like, fuck it, man. You guys are going to be hungry, and we need to like carb load so that way we have as much energy as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And people were cutting the pancakes in half, and I was just like, oh, did I make too much, guys? And they're like, no, we'll eat. And then I literally saw like, I saw Blaze, and he's like scarfing the food down whenever I was talking to him. I was like, is that enough? Like, and he's like, no, it's enough, man. It's enough. And
Dude, I like that you say it. Like, I make enough food for a household. Yeah, a household of elephants, okay? Those pancakes, I walk out there, and you're right. It's the size of the dinner plate. I was able to take that pancake and put like 3 or 4 sausages on it and eggs and literally make like a full burrito with this pancake. Like I'm literally two-handing this breakfast taco. And that was I didn't even get to finish the pancake, dude. They were massive. Now granted, they were delicious and incredible, and thank you very much. But
anytime.
But it was definitely a comedic level of massive pancake, dude. It was not what I was expecting.
So I come from a Hispanic background, and so we know when it comes to like doing like family things, like family events or whatever, you cook insane amount of food so that way people can literally just take shit home.
True.
Like that was how I grew up, at least. And you know, not everyone grows up that way. Some people grow up where it's like, you know, you have your portion size and it's specific towards like just that portion size. But I'm like, no, we're going hard we're going hard.
Going hard in the syrup.
Yep. That syrup was actually pretty choice. The one you chose, the sugar-free one.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yeah, to me, it tastes just as good. To me, personally.
Yeah. Granted, both of us have been like having sugar substitutes for quite a long time now.
Long time, yeah.
Very long time. So it's more or less just like our taste palette. We're used to the different flavor versus a natural sugar.
Yeah, maybe if we had like regular sugar, we'd be like, nah, never mind. This is much better.
Yeah.
I take it all back. This is worth the 100 calories, 100%. But I remember that Thursday was the day we went to go pick up our badges. And my thought process initially, so for those of you who are listening and didn't see any of the pictures, I brought face masks that had the OMEN slits on them. And Obi, you had a mask as well. And when we were heading out there, I was debating. I was like, well, if we're just going to pick up our badges and then go get dinner or whatever, like I probably don't need to wear my mask, you know. At least this was my initial idea. I was like, I probably don't need to wear my mask because like we're just doing badge pickup. We're just gonna be in and out. No one's gonna see who I am, and no one's gonna, you know, whatever.
Sure.
I'm so glad I brought it because, you know, I was like, we were leaving that massive catacomb of a parking garage that was underneath the San Diego Convention Center, and we were walking up. There was so many people there for badge pickup. I don't even think anybody picked up their badges on Friday because there was just so many people. But you know, get out the car, put the thing on. When we were leaving the badge pickup, which was really quick, really streamlined, and credit to the San Diego Convention Center and TwitchCon for really being on their P's and Q's about things and just getting people in and out really, really fast. And they'd give you your badge and they'd give you this little goodie bag of things, which I was like, I don't know what this is going to be used for. Or they give you a little sling to carry it around with you. No, this makes no sense. Which I immediately realized upon meeting a few people, you are going to be handed stickers by every person you run into for the next 72 hours. Obi, I think I have in that bag still at least 60 stickers.
Oh my fucking God.
At least.
There's no way.
Oh yeah, I need to count them because I have so many, and I'm trying to figure out a way to display them all because they're all really, really well done, and I also realized very quickly that I was extremely underprepared for TwitchCon. Because I didn't bring stickers. Some people brought books to sign. Some people, I didn't even bring a Sharpie. I'm like, no one's going to want me to sign anything. It's just going to be, wandering around. I hadn't even practiced, like, signing my name that's not my name. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And which brings me to something else real quick. You did this, too, and I did it with the first person I met at TwitchCon. I believe it was probably... It was either Robin or Cup Tire. It was one or the other. Okay. And where you introduce, they introduce themselves to you, and you introduce yourself, and you use your government name.
Oh,
I saw when you did that. I was like, I did the same shit. I did it just the other day. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally, as soon as it left from my mouth, I immediately had that Brian Regan moment where you're like, what baby? And you're just like, well, no. Come back. I want to make up for my mistakes.
I saw the look in your eyes when you said it. You were like, oh no.
Oh, God. Oh no.
I did the exact same thing, dude.
It happened too quickly, and my brain shuts off sometimes when I'm meeting people. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Another thing that happened whenever you meet people at TwitchCon is you see their face. Some of us, if not most of us, are faceless.
Yes.
So you don't know what people look like unless they've directly messaged you what they look like, or something along those lines. So you have to do this number where you look them straight in the face and you say, hey, and then you look down at their badge that's hanging right above their belly button.
Yes.
And you're just like, read name. Oh, it's you.
Yeah. That was so weird. It was such an adjustment period dealing with that. And I felt so bad the first couple of times because I'm thinking to myself, just like, please don't think I'm staring at your tits. Please don't think I'm staring at your tits. I'm just reading your badge, I promise. I swear. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. And to be honest, like, okay, so maybe we should also preface this. Originally, I was not going to be going to the convention. The plan was for me to simply go, like, essentially live and vacation with my friends and, just kind of hang out, and especially since, like, me going out was not on my own volition. It was literally the support of my supporters. Shout out all my supporters. I really, really appreciate it. It was so amazing that you were able to help out with getting me out there, because I didn't even know I was going until, like, I don't know, 4 days before. And so, and then also, the amazing house that we had, which gladly housed me, and and lo and behold, all these things are just given to me, and I'm like feeling overwhelmed, and I'm like, I have to give back. Saturday happens, just as, like, a little off the trail,
no, do your thing, dude.
Saturday happens, and Ray calls me over from the hot tub with Benji. And they both look at me and they go, we have a serious question for you. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. What's up? Do you need something? And they were like, no, we don't need anything. We just want to ask you a question. I was like, yeah, what's up? And they were like, do you want to go to TwitchCon? And I was like, Yeah, I do. And I like almost broke down right there. Because I knew at that moment that they were like, we're getting you to TwitchCon. And I couldn't be more thankful, you know, for our house, you know, looking out for me. And yeah, it was just a really heart touching moment where I was like, this is what family does.
Definitely.
And you know, we lift each other up whenever, you know, one is having a struggle or something along those lines, you know. And man, it was a real turn of events, because I was like, fuck, that means I have nothing for anyone. But what will I wear?
The Grinch. Just to piggyback off of what you said for a second.
Sure.
I truly thankful for the TwitchCon experience, of course, but I do think the bigger takeaway that I had from the entire weekend was how close-knit our Airbnb was, and our group of friends that now honestly it feels like family, you know. And it is family. And I was not expecting that. I expected to have a good time. I expected everybody to get along, of course. To the level of which everybody just kind of was always there for each other, and like you said, lifted each other up. That, I think, man, that was, we're truly very fortunate to be included in that group. And you know, if you guys are listening, we truly appreciate everything that you guys did for all of us. And man, it was, but anyway, I don't want to you know, get too off the beaten path or anything.
Oh no, you're good. And I'll do my little bit of that, and then we're gonna be done with the sappy, because I don't want to cry. And then we'll move forward for the actual experience of the convention. If you guys are listening, I really do appreciate every single one of you. It was amazing to have, like, that felt like casa, that felt like actual home, you know, to me. And I haven't had that feeling in so long, because I've lived on my own since like 18, you know. I had, not many of you may know this, I was married at one point, and even at that, in the marriage, it didn't feel like home. And that was the first time in a long time that it actually felt like a house that I live in, and I live with others. And so because of you guys, I got the chance to have that experience, and I can't thank you enough. Sorry. I'm just, boy. I was getting it out so that way it's out in the open. Peel the fucking, you know, wound off, and fucking no more scabs. We're just open flesh wounds right now.
God, I knew I shouldn't have been cutting those onions earlier, bro. It's whacking me a little later.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. You know, I don't think, and again, I can't say this about anybody else, but I don't think anybody's Airbnb or group together, if it was like, we had like 9 people.
9,
Yeah, 9. I would challenge that no other group of 9 people was as familial as we were. Like, it really was something truly special, I think.
$5,000 on the line for anyone who had a better group.
Yeah. Don't hold
make
us
a
to
comment.
Don't hold us to that. I'm broke.
But negative.
But we really do want to hear, if anybody was at TwitchCon, please tell us about your experiences in the comments, or, you know, hit us up if there's a story you want to share, and we can do a follow-up or recap at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
But one thing I was really not expecting, and I don't think anybody was, based on the reaction we all had, but after badge pickup, we realized we were going to have to sign things as like our personas, and to have a signature as our persona.
Yep.
and none of us had one. But then we come back, and that morning, Marcus, which by the way, huge like mountain of props to Marky Sus.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this just for the sake of Marcus. Where's my clap track? I need a clap track for him. Anyway, continue on. I'm gonna give it to him later.
Gotcha. But look, Marky Sus on Twitch and on Twitter was the glue of that Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he went above and beyond to make sure everybody was having a good time, and if something needed to be taken care of, like, he was always right there and always handling business. And like, I felt guilty because I'm like running around like, dude, like, you know, it's okay to take a break. Like, what can I help you with? What can, you know, what's, you know, what's going on? What can I help? And he was just like, no, man, I got it. And he's running around doing all kinds of stuff. But that man, that wonderful human being, brought us back donuts that morning. And the donut,
not the donut story, dude. I'm gonna cry.
He brought us back donuts, and on the box of donuts, he wrote in Sharpie, "For my kiddos." And the thing that I think is funny about this, when we all got back and realized, oh shit, we've got to sign things, we all start practicing our signatures on the donut boxes. We just didn't have anything else to write on.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe currently the lid to that donut box has been cleaned and is displayed in Marcus's room.
It is, yes. And
I love that.
It is one of those like mementos that you take away and you're like, man, every single signature on here is someone that I love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm like, that's how I felt whenever people were signing, because I only had people like our house sign the back of mine because I just wanted it for just us, because they were the ones behind the scenes of everything, making everything happen. You know, our enjoyment, our time, our camaraderie, you know, that was really our house. That was just so committed.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, and I think that was a really good idea that you had. I wish I had thought about that, because I didn't, and people had already signed both sides. I was like, fuck! But anyway, the only thing that I feel bad about is, you know, he's displayed the box, and initially it was just us practicing our signatures. So I feel like a vain asshole, because I look at that top of that donut box and it's just 3 of mine right in a row. Just like, this one's a little better, this one's a little better, this one's a little better. I'm trying to get it right.
It's like, OMEN.
Well, the thing for me was like, the real OMEN _ is a lot to put in a signature. So I devised this way that was like a T, and it went into an R, and then it said OMEN, and then I put in a different color the 3 lines for the OMEN face in the center of the O.
Oh, wait, that's so cool. Wait, did you sign my badge?
I think so. It should be on there. Well, see, I think I probably signed yours before I did the fancy schmancy signature. So yours probably just says...
Oh, yeah. Mine literally just says
OMEN. Well, but it's yours, so I know, like, you know, it's you know.
Yeah, exactly.
How many other OMENs?
I don't need anything special. I get you every single week.
Well, don't. More ways than one. Oh my goodness.
No, yes.
I will. This was fucking crazy. We're talking about, you know, I do want to also get into the people we met and interactions we had.
Yes.
But the entire time before TwitchCon even started, I'm not sure if any of you guys, listeners, know who Scotty K Fitness is.
Oh.
But he is a hilarious content creator. He's got the most magnificent mustache of any person I've ever seen. Always wears the pink hat, and you know, he's always got the catchphrases like, "It goes in the bowl. It's not that serious," you know. "I forgot the fucking milk," you know. And he's always planking and doing splits and shit. We were quoting him the entire time. Like, we'd be walking through Costco, being like, "It goes in the fucking cart. It's not that serious."
I get this brand of pancake mix. Use whatever you want.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
We get to TwitchCon and go upstairs, and we're like, holy shit. It's Scotty K Fitness. He's right there. He's like literally, he's 30 feet away. Yep. And like, I am not the type of person to ever really shrink when I meet somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm always just like, oh, they're just people, you know, it's not a big deal. I'm like, holy shit, it's Scotty K Fitness. And Benji goes, you want to go say hi? I'm like, no, I don't want to go say hi. I'm nervous. I'm like, we'll see him later. And for the rest of that day, I was like, if I missed my one opportunity to meet Scotty K Fitness, I'm going to be so upset. And lo and behold, the next day, and again, I know we're kind of jumping around, but the next day comes along. I'm going upstairs for something or other. I had just left Benji and Blaze and everybody downstairs. You were with them, I believe.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know, I get a phone call from Benji, and he goes, "Dude, we found Scotty. He's right downstairs. You know, come down here." I have never ran faster in my life. They probably thought like my house was on fire or something, man. I ran like my pubes were on fire is what I was running like, you know. And get downstairs, get the chance to meet him, the nicest man ever. Oh. And he took the time to like actually get to talk to me, get to know me. I have a picture with him that's on my Twitter, and I cherish that. But like, I'm very much a like, you know, I'll touch you on the shoulder when I'm talking to you type of person, you know, physical contact. Now, granted, if you're not into that, I totally respect that, and I'm not gonna, you know, boundaries, of course, very important. Correct. But he's a very jacked human being, and I touched this man on his shoulder. It was like grabbing a slab of granite. I was like, I have so much work I have to do. My God. He was cosplaying as one of the Vault members from Fallout, and he had like the full Pip-Boy and everything. It was super cool. So, Scotty, if you ever, you know, listen to this, it was absolutely a pleasure getting to meet you.
Come on to our podcast.
Yeah. We would love that. Oh my goodness.
I would lose my fucking mind.
Yeah. But I just thought that was crazy that this guy that we've been quoting the entire time, you know, we're running into him just downstairs. Like, holy crap. It was unbelievable. So now, you didn't go Friday. You went Saturday.
Correct.
Right. So what was your initial experience like when you got there Saturday?
Well, you were with me. And we went up to badge pickup. You know, we didn't have any bags, so we literally walked right through, you know, no issue, and went to badge pickup. And my biggest thing was I apparently had an expired passport, but TSA does not. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, you can actually still fly if you have a passport and it's expired. It has to be within a year of the expiration. Otherwise, it does not, you know, count and you can't fly. But it still counts as a valid thing for flying. But whenever I went and tried to go and pick up some edibles, because I ran out, they denied me because they said no paper and no expired. And so I was like, oh, fuck. How am I going to get the TwitchCon? And so we pull in through. I full confidence just hand it over to the guy and just say, that's who I am. And they're like, they look at it, they look at this, and they look at that, and they're like, give me a second. And then they go in and start making the badge. I was like, oh, sweet relief. Oh, I can actually get in. And so we get in. I just start looking around, and I see everyone passing by, and I look at all the kiosks and all the places set up, all the merch and things, and I was overwhelmed. Like, I don't deal well in large situations like that unless I'm doing a performance, because I used to do concert performances and things like that. But whenever all of that was going on, I'm like freaking out, like not sure what's going on. I'm going to give a biggest shout out to Cocoon Dragoon. Dragoon you helped me with my anxiety because you came over, said hi, and like actually got to meet me. We talked, we hung out, and everything kind of like silenced. So I really do want to give you a big shout out, Dragoon. You really did help me, and you've been one of my good friends and biggest supporters, you know, and I'm so thankful for you, genuinely.
We love Dragoon. Dragoon was really cool to hang out with too. Like really.
Oh yeah.
Super chill. I will. The first experience that really stands out to me was, Dare, when I got the chance to meet her. I've been friends with her for a while, and so I think this was Friday. This might have been the day before. But we're all, you know, all the Valorant streamers and kind of our communities kind of meeting up in the vendor area. And they go, "Oh, did you see Dare? She's sitting over there." And I go, "Oh, I've just gotta, sneak up on her and surprise her." And I come around, like, I sneak up behind her and I kind of like scare her a little bit, and on purpose, of course. And she does the thing that we all do, like she looks me in the eye and she looks down at my badge. And as soon as she looks at my badge, she tackles me. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" Dude, she is just the sweetest person. I love her so much. Oh my goodness. And I feel like we're going to end up repeating ourselves because truthfully, everybody we met, that's another thing about this community, dude. Like, it was just so many amazing people. And
hands down, man.
Yeah, and it was really eye-opening to me. One, how big the community was. Like, it's one thing to, like, of course it's big, but then when you see it all in one area, it's like, oh my goodness, oh, that's that person, that's this person, holy crap, And just how accepting everybody was, like of everyone, and everybody was very respectful of like people's personal space, and everybody was like asking for hugs, not just running up and like grabbing people and things like that.
Yes.
And again, right, I don't want to bring it up again, but however, everybody smelled good. There was no stinkers. It was all everything was great, dude. It was just getting to meet so many lovely people. There's definitely a few that stood out to me, but one thing that I thought was hilarious was that Friday we were all kind of hanging out up there, and I'd be talking to people, and I'd get the same question every few minutes, and it would be, "Do you know when Peach is gonna get here? Do you know when Peach is arriving?" Like I'm her secretary or something, But they know we're friends and all. But I'm just thinking to myself, she has no idea what she's about to walk into. And like, she does not give herself enough credit, right? She really undersells herself a lot of the time.
Oh, all the time.
And when she walked into that room, she got mugged by people. Like, just completely. The entire like gathering of the community that was just kind of like sparsed around, all like focused in on that one group, and it was just she had a impromptu meet and greet there in the lobby. And credit to Thicky, who was with her.
Oh yeah.
Because like, man, he was clutch, because she was like, talking to everybody and everything, and he had like her stickers, and he was really helping her out and everything. Thicky, you are a real one, my dude. You are the man, 100%.
A true top G, bro.
Dude,
for real.
Oh my goodness. But she must have stood there and just met people for like an hour, dude. It was crazy. And I told her, I was like, see, I told you, everybody's like waiting to meet you and everything. And she didn't believe it and all that, but dude, it was unbelievable. So,
can I just say real quick, Peach, I love you so dearly. Yeah, I genuinely do. when I tell this story, it is out of love.
Oh no.
Okay,
Peach, I don't know what he's about to say, don't blame me.
Okay, so the first time meeting Peach was actually because you guys were going out to the TwitchCon, doing your dancey dance, right? Meeting everyone.
Yeah.
And then there was talk of Peach coming back to
Yes.
our place.
Yes.
And then there was talk of her not coming back to our place. And so I was just like, oh man, I'm just not gonna be able to meet Peach this week. That's really sad. Like, I might cry. She walks through the door with everyone. I look her in her face and I'm like, hi Peach. And she like goes down the row of people that didn't go, and we're like, hi. I finally look her I look her in the face and she looks me in the face and she goes, now who are you? And then I look at her, I look down at my arms, and because she's seen my tattoos, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, Obi? I was like, yes, it's me. She's like, I didn't even recognize you because you shaved your face and you cut your hair. What happened? I was like, I just wanted to get a fresh cut. And oh my God, it was the funniest interaction ever. Peach, I adore you so much, but I had to tell that story.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I will say, dude, because again, I've seen you, I've seen you before, and usually you have the facial hair and you've got the little bit longer hair and everything. So when I saw you at TwitchCon, I was like, I know the face, but everything around it looks different. Like,
yeah.
So I'm just making sure. Oh man.
Is this a doppelganger? Is this a skinwalker? What is happening?
Obi never got through the airport.
Yeah.
He was in the house. Starts
The
screeching.
turbulence got him.
Yeah. But we all started hanging out at the house. Well, that was also the night we were gonna have like burgers and hot dogs or whatever at the house.
Oh yeah.
But we ended up being at TwitchCon a lot longer than we thought. We pretty much were there till close. And we get back and we're just like, look, by the time we get back, it's already 7 o'clock. By the time we get the grill started and start making dinner and get everything done, it's gonna be like 8:30, and we want to have time to hang out and shoot the shit. So we get the bright idea to go to In-N-Out Burger.
Yes.
And just get food for everybody. And I remember us pulling up to the guy to order, and I'm pretty much just like, get ready, we got a big order, get stuff, and he's just like, all right, bet. And you can see this dude like lock in, he like throws his shoulders first, he like loosens up, like limbers up, he's like, all right, bet. I'm like, we need 11 doubles, one without tomatoes, one without cheese, this one without onions. And he's like, do you just want the onions in their own separate thing? I'm like, yeah, we'll do that. And he's like, all right, cool, 2 things of onions. You guys want any drinks or anything? He's like, no. You want fries? Yep. How many orders of fries? 4 orders of fries. This dude was on it. He was like, he was a pro. And we go through ordering and get back. It's like 9 o'clock before we actually start eating.
Oh yeah.
But once again, we all started digging in. Dead silence. You cannot hear a word being said.
You could hear an angelic fly fart, and it would just be percussing through the whole house.
And that's with Peach at the house, so
right? Like that's with Peach at the house. We were so quiet because it was just like, oh my God, a fun-filled day with everyone. Oh, all of the anxiety just melts away as soon as I take that one crispy bite.
Yes. And that is one thing that I noticed. I think that first night we were all kind of just like feeling each other out. And then by the next morning, everybody was good. And I think it was just family at that point. But then after we finish eating, that is when we decide to get into the hot tub.
Yes.
Now this hot tub is, so you can't adjust the heat setting on this thing. It's basically a low country boil pot is what it felt like. When you get into this thing, it is painful. It hurts to get into this hot tub. You can see the steam coming off, and it's not like a little steam, like, oh, this is pretty warm. No, this is like rolling boil type of steam that we're seeing here. And I was concerned every time I got to that hot tub, when I went to stand up, that my flesh would peel from my bones and I would just die right there in the hot tub. The amount of pain experienced in that hot tub was immense. And there were so many times we would just, we would end up looking like bobbers in the water because we would get into the hot tub, and then after about 5 minutes, we'd get out of the hot tub. And then after about 5 minutes, we'd get back into the hot tub. And we just alternated just doing that the entire time. But there were so many talks had around that hot tub, dude.
Oh, man.
Like, that just became the hangout spot. And for the next couple of days, no matter what we were doing, and it was usually like either late at night or, you know, other stuff. You and I especially, we would always look at each other and be like, that hot tub later, though, is going to feel so damn good, you know?
My legs were just actually writhing from like, you know, because I have, you know, I have a really bad pain in my knee, basically.
Yes.
And it hasn't gone away since the military. And I will tell you, I was crying the first time I got in there because it was the first moment where I was like, I don't feel anything.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, this is what I've been chasing. And I realized why my parents now have a hot tub and why I now go visit my parents every Sunday.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Where's the hot tub?
Where's the hot tub? Hot tub? I need a hot tub.
Hot tub? It's a fucking hot tub?
Oh my God. Can we get into our little stims that we had during the time? Because we had obviously the Scotty K Fitness bits.
Right, of course.
Literally about anything. It was just goes in the fucking bowl, you know, like.
You guys were talking about like your vapes and everything. You were like I use peach flavor. Use whatever flavor you like. It's not that serious. Like, dude.
Goes in the mouth.
It's like soap. It goes on the hands. I use Dove. Use whatever you like. It's not that serious. We were doing that the entire time. There was that, and there was one that had already been there prior to us getting there. I walk through the front door of the fucking house, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh yeah!" For the next 3 fucking days, every time I closed my eyes, that played in my head. My sleep paralysis demon had a new party trick for the next couple of weeks straight, bro. Especially that first night when like Zippy got toasty.
Oh
right?
My God.
And I'm not gonna go into it. Like I don't know what she's comfortable with me talking about. So you know, but like that was what she just kept saying, just over and over again. I'm like, oh my goodness. And this is like 3 a.m. and there's a noise ordinance, and she's screaming it at the top of her lungs. You know, I'm like, oh, okay.
You just hear from the girls' room. You just hear, yeah. Like. What is happening in there?
Oh my gosh. And there was so many more of them. Of course, then there was, do we want to tell the story of
Oh. Please. I feel like you are the one to do the honors on this one, since you are the
originator. Yeah. Yeah. Not intentionally. So for those of you guys who do not know, I have been on a pretty strict diet for the past year, really, if I'm being 100% honest. And when I got out there, I was like, you know what? It's like a week. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And when I get back, I'll get back on my diet. Because you got to enjoy vacation. You got to live your life, right? You know, you can't always be so hard on yourself. Unfortunately, the side effect of that is when you now are going from eating non-fat things to things with full amounts of fat in them, your gastrointestinal tract then decides it wants to talk to you. So, you know, there were several times in which I got the walking blurbles, you know, I got the bubble gut, right? And there was one night, everybody was asleep. It was probably like 2 or 3 a.m. at this point. And it was just you, myself, and Marcus shooting the shit in the kitchen island table. And and there was a there's no way I'm gonna be able to tell this without dying. There was a little don't start.
Oh, dude, I can't. My cheeks, they're already like at the brim of my forehead. Oh,
So connected
go
to
ahead.
this kitchen, there was a laundry room. And, I being the responsible adult that I am, occasionally I would have to rip ass.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would back up from Marcus and Obi, open the laundry room, and then just let the world shoot out of my keister. And then...
Your low intestine needed to talk to HR.
Dude, it was ridiculous. It was like the Kentucky Derby was going on there. It was just... It was crazy. And it was like 3 or 4 times of us talking, and I would slowly back away, open the door, and silently everything would be fine. And then I'd close the door and I'd come back to the conversation. It was perfect. The last one, though. I walk away. See, the funny thing is, I feel like we're laughing hysterically, but the viewers are like, these fucking, like...
These knob knockers. What are they talking
these
about?
idiots. These immature bastards laughing at farts.
Sorry, woosah. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, I opened that door, and this is the first time I've ever farted with a question mark at the end of it. It was...
I just took a shot of honey, dude.
Why would you do that? I saw you do that. I was like, that's an interesting choice, but I'll let him roll with it.
Oh, because my throat is hurting from laughing too hard, dude.
Dude.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I open the door, and what comes out of my rectum is essentially this noise. To which Obi and Marcus proceed to laugh harder than I've ever seen anybody laugh in their entire life. And everybody else is asleep at this point. And the only thing I can think of is I really hope someone wakes up to just watching us cackle like fucking hyenas in the kitchen of this Airbnb. Oh my gosh, dude. It was like...
The best part is that it was a solid 30 minutes of laughing where we're just going back and forth, just like, what came out of you?
I don't know. Whatever it was inquisitive because they had a question mark at the end of it, dude.
Oh my god. And then it turned into, it was like a perturbed question where it was like,
So, for the next 3 days, all we heard whenever one of us was questioning anything, it was just... Just kept doing
I remember it evolved into other things where it was just like fucking.
Yeah. I gotta say to that. We've also got to tell the story about. Again, we're jumping around. This has gone off the rails, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
When I got Donawald in the Uber.
Oh my god! I wasn't there for that, but I got the story afterwards. Fuck, this is hilarious.
You weren't there for that? I thought you were.
No, you guys took off.
Were you there for the second one?
And then
that I almost got Donawald?
I was there for the second one.
Okay.
I was there for the second one. Yes.
Okay. So, I am a 6'2" gentleman. So therefore, a lot of the times, everybody's like, "Hey, man, you can ride in the front seat of the Uber. You're good. We don't want you climbing in the back and everything." I'm like, "Cool, I appreciate that." So that often typically falls on me to at least make a little bit of small talk with the Uber driver because I'm not trying to be a Naco Taco. I want to be inquisitive, see how they're doing, see how their day's going. I'm a fucking yapper and a chatty Cathy, so it's really their fault for being there. And
not like I ordered them or anything.
Yeah. And really, everybody else in this Uber XL was just vocal stimming and saying random shit. I'm pretty sure at this point we were all meowing. Why? I don't know why. Okay.
Wait, didn't you guys do the dog, the airplane dog?
That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It was the wisdom dog. It was the everybody in the car is doing it. Everybody. And keep in mind, I've greeted the Uber driver. He has said hello to me. We have exchanged pleasantries. I look right over at the Uber driver, and he kind of side eyes me, and I go, let's be honest, is this the strangest Uber ride you've ever given? And not only does he not answer me, he doesn't even look my general direction. If he had just said, fuck you, I would have felt better about the situation. I sit there for a good 5 seconds, and the thing that makes this even funnier is the fact that when I ask this question, everybody who was wisdom dogging has stopped to see if this was indeed his strangest Uber encounter. So we're sitting there, and I'm staring at him. About 5 seconds go by, and I go, good talk, thanks. And then Benji from the back seat goes, damn, don't know Walt.
How do you tell that we're perpetually online without saying it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Though it almost happened again because yeah, you were in the car this time. We were heading, where were we going?
I think we were heading out to the bars.
Yes, we were heading out to the bars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I asked the guy, I was like, hey, you know, how's your evening going? And he like takes a couple of seconds, and I'm starting to sweat at this point because I'm like, no, it can't happen twice. Happening once is bad enough, but if it happens twice, I'm really never gonna live it down. What's wrong with me? Am I the problem? All this has gone through my head in like a 5 second interval before he like looks over and goes, oh, hey, yeah, no, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm like, oh, thank you. You're like, you know, I'm a human being after all. Jesus. God, dude. No.
Oh my God.
Speaking of the bars, that's a good segue because we have to talk about downtown San Diego late at night.
Holy shit. Yes. Oh my God.
So not only is TwitchCon in town for this event, the Padres are playing in town at the same time. So you're getting a bunch of Twitch streamers and a bunch of baseball fans just intermingling, and it is a madhouse in downtown San Diego.
It looked like the madhouse, like if it was taken to like the nth degree, you know, like there's no way that all of this is happening. And the weirdest part about all of it, some of it felt like it was straight out of GTA. Like what was happening?
We were in Los Santos.
Like we were literally in Los Santos. It was fucking absolutely crazy. Like, can I tell the
by all
story?
Means,
oh, thank you.
Go for it.
So we are needing to find a bar because the bar we had originally agreed upon had too many people, and to the point where everyone was nuts to butts trying to get a single drink or even get the attention of the bartender.
Yes.
So we're like, we're not doing this. I went through it. I got to the very back. We were sitting in front of the little aisle where they were trying to like go in and out, try to do their serving and whatnot. And we're like, okay, no. We're not doing this. We're getting out of here. We get out of there. All the guys that were hanging around, we were like, we need to go and find a place. We need to get somewhere where all of us can be. The girls all go in there. They're like, fuck it. We just got here. We want a drink. We're getting a drink. So they go in there and do their drink, right? The guys are like, fuck it. We're going to split up and try to find somewhere and then shoot you guys a message where we're going to be. 15 blocks later, we finally get to the spot, which thankfully Aya was able to find on her phone. And we... right before we actually get to there, we're crossing a four-way, and this, I believe it was like a Nissan Altima or something like that, like a newer one.
Yeah.
A new white Nissan Altima. Stop in the middle of a turn to the right. I see a woman get out of one side of the car. Two men get outside of the other side of the car. The woman steps off and the two just start brawling. Like in the middle of a four-way, people are honking their horns, and all I'm seeing is guys go back and forth. I'm like, this is not real. I don't believe that this is happening. Like this does feel like we just got thrown into like one of a GTA moment. Like,
yes,
I don't know what's going on. And so Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say they were going at it, and I'm not sure if you saw before when they were in the car. Did you see when they were in the car?
No, because it was so dark. I wasn't close enough to it. The what's it called? The windshields were a little like tinted. I couldn't even see into it.
Dude, I saw it. The driver had reached into the back and had grabbed the passenger in the back seat by the collar and had pulled him into the front seat and was just dropping elbows from downtown on him.
There's no way.
Yes. It wasn't until like he then like shoved him out of the car that then they started like brawling in the fucking road.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah.
And I believe one of the people that we were with ended up taking a video of the brawl. Yes. And
it's somewhere.
And it's somewhere out there. We'll find it at some point. I think Sin did get it. Yeah. And all of this happens, and we're just trying to get in this line so that way we can wait for this bar to open up.
Dude, not only that, there was also they had these little like scooters with seats on the back, so people could pay like $20 to go 3 blocks. It's really kind of a ripoff, but you know, make your money, I suppose. Mm-hmm. This one dude takes a hard right turn and just shaves the back bumper off of what looks to be like a 2004 Malibu. It just keeps going. And like no one seems to care. No one on the side of the street seems to be like, "Oh, my car!" It's just San Diego, baby. Like
San Diego, baby.
Dude, it was crazy, and it seemed like every bar we tried to go to was just like you said, nuts to butts. Every single one.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you remember?
And you couldn't do anything really. Like it was even hard to get the bartender's attention.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what the name of the bar we actually ended up at was?
Oh God, it was like Happy Sun something or other. I can't remember the exact name of it, but essentially it was a sit down, a lounge, a karaoke, and a bar all in one. Mm-hmm. It was like the quintessential bar that you could be at. Mm-hmm. Like you had everything that you could possibly want. We got in quick enough to where we could secure a spot. No one went to the spot because everyone was either at the bar or they were over in this like secluded corner of the karaoke room.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, we had tried to find a spot for everybody, but we just ended up spreading out. And at that point, it's fine. I did want to shout out somebody in particular, though, who was a true champion and also just a genuine, amazing person. We've had him on the podcast before. Spreadable Love.
Oh, yes.
Not only meeting him at TwitchCon was just amazing, and he is every bit the vibe in person that he is online, and he's just such a genuinely amazing human being. This dude came stocked, and he was with us going to the bars and stuff. He had like a sling bag that had Polaroids in them, and he was like taking Polaroids. We have that picture somewhere. You have it, right?
So I don't have it. Liza has it, and she plans on sending it up to me via mail. So why? Okay, can I stop for a second?
Yeah.
Why does no one know how to send anything via mail? Like, I talked with them and they were like, I don't know how to send this stuff. I was like, guys, you literally go to UPS and they give you a sleeve, a little thing that says we're shipping it to this address. Yeah. And then they send it. They just take it from there. Yeah. You don't have to do that much. I'm not trying to shout or, get on anyone, but I've shipped many things in my life. Maybe I'm just, an old geezer. Well, I just know how the snail mail works.
The same, yeah. And you literally, you walk into the post office. A lot of times they'll have the little envelopes for free where the spot to write where it's going and where it's from right there. You can stop and you don't even have to pay for it most times, depending on how much it weighs and everything. But yeah, like I've encountered that too, because I've met several people like, oh yeah, just go ship it out. Like I have no idea how to do that. Like, this is where it's coming from. This is where it's going. This is what you pay to get it from here to here. Done. That is it. Like it's like people are afraid to
slap a stamp on it like it's a tramp stamp and send it off.
Though
it's not that hard.
Of course, I say that, but then I botched sending Ray a watch that, because for the longest time I had this watch that had like a rainbow bezel around it.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I was like, I'm kind of trying to downsize my collection because I have way too many watches. That's really a problem. But I was like, oh, I'll send this to Ray. Perfect. It matches her aesthetic. She's a lesbian.
Very gay, I
Very
promise.
incredibly gay. I'm like, oh, this watch is perfect. I send it to her. Apparently, I get the address wrong, or it's smudged, or something, because it gets sent back to me. And it got back like a few days before TwitchCon. Like, I'm just gonna take it up there.
Sure.
I don't think Ray has ever used a watch that has a clasp on it before, because she would go out. Again, we're jumping all around. But she would go out drinking, and then would come back, and then before she'd go to bed, she's like, "Omi, can you take the watch off?" I'm like, "Sure, Ray, I got you, no worries." And it was like, flip, click, done, 2 seconds. It takes no time at all. It's not a puzzle box. It's not a Chinese finger trap. Like, I don't know what you're having trouble doing here.
You're like a dad, like with the kid who just changed from Velcro shoes to you do the bunny ears and then you loop-de-loop and pull.
And your shoes are looking cool. Yes, dude. It was literally the last day before I flew back. It was that Sunday, and I told her, I'm like, look, we're gonna solve this right now, because I had helped her take the watch off like 5 times at this point. I'm like, look, you flip this, and then you put your fingernail here, and you click that thing up. And she goes, oh, I've been trying to go from where the other clasp went from, which was like a little lip that's like 2 millimeters thick. I'm like,
yes.
Why would you go from there? That makes no sense, But she's got it now and knows what she's doing. No, back to what we were talking about earlier. Spread is an absolute vibe, and just getting to hang with Spread was super duper cool. I have a picture. I need to send you that picture. It's of like you, Benji, myself, and Spread all at that table at that bar. And,
really?
Yeah, I do.
I was zonked out of my mind, brother. I swear to God.
I know.
I was being given shot after shot and shot again. And then at that point, I was just so gone that I didn't even recognize some people at some point.
There was literally a moment where, like, I think I was talking to Spread, or no, it might have been Duffy at that point, who was also at the bar.
Okay.
And I was like, Duffy, have you seen Obi? And he goes, oh yeah, he was over there with Spread. I go, okay, I'll walk over there to Spread. I'm like, Spread, have you seen Obi? And he goes, I thought Obi was with you. I'm like, so no one knows where he is. The man is zooted out of his mind, and no one knows where he is.
The worst part is I was crossed that night.
Yeah, you were.
So I had mixed the two devil streams together and realized that was a bad idea.
Yo.
But I mean, it was, I don't know, man. I was having a good time, and everyone I was hanging out with was having a good time, and that's all I really cared about. You know, I wanted people to just really enjoy, lose that uncomfortability.
Yeah.
Because genuinely people were a little tense going into that. But I noticed that, like, once people started running around, started talking with each other, the vibe started settling in, and I'm so happy that we settled on that bar. That was a really good bar.
It was. And the crime against everything was that it took us so long to convince you to do karaoke that by the time you went to do it, they had already filled up the queue for the night. My brother, let me tell you, I would have recorded that and like saved it for this podcast if you had been able to do that. I was so bummed.
I was not confident enough to consider doing it because I was, like I said, I was crossed as fuck, man. Yeah, I was so zonked. Like, if I had done it, I don't know how I would have sounded. And I wouldn't, in my right mind, feel okay with, like, not even liquid courage could do that to me. Like, I could not do it, man. I wish I could have. I look back on it now in retrospect. I should have done it because you know, we had a lot of our good friends go do it. We had Ray went and had a good time and sang, he just fucking killed it, dude. And then also oh god, who else? Drogo did it. Yeah. Drogo did it. We have video of both of them doing that, and I don't remember, was there anyone else from our group that did it?
I don't, but I know Bailey did it.
Bailey did do, yes.
Sang some yellow card or something.
Yeah.
I was really trying to get Liza to do it too, because those of you who do not know Liza Days, she is an incredible vocalist.
Woo!
Like, holy crap.
You can check her out on Spotify.
I was just about to say, go check it out on Spotify. But you are too, my dude. Like, seriously. I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your ass. I'm being honest.
I know, and I appreciate it, man. Like, I'm someone who is a little more reserved whenever it comes to singing and stuff. Funny enough, the reason why I even started streaming, just as like a little side note, the reason I'm even here on this podcast is actually because when I started thinking about streaming, a good friend of mine heard me sing, and she was like, "You have to sing for like stream." And I was like, "Are you sure? Like, I don't know if I felt confident enough." And yeah, no, and that, lo and behold, that happened. The chat blew up in her chat, and they were ecstatic. They were like, "Who is this guy? Where is he? Like, we need to, you know, go follow him and all this stuff." And that was back whenever I had my old account name, and now it is you know, obi.exe to where it is now. So
you should totally go follow him on our platform.
but I'm very, very blessed to say that I've had a really good journey so far with my singing. Just as like a little, you know, side note. Working on this you know, fry screaming and things like that, it's helping me produce different things from my vocals that I didn't know I could do, and I'm very happy about that. And you know, for damn sure, next year we're going to a karaoke bar, and I'm gonna sing my fucking heart out, whether I'm zooted or not. I promise.
And that's honestly why I'm even more excited for next year's TwitchCon, because we're already, it's funny, it's a year away, and we're already organizing a massive group of people to get a big ass house to do, you know, to all stay together. And also, I feel like this was the trip in which everybody got the anxiety out. Like, I'll tell you right now, like, leaving for TwitchCon, like, I'm a naturally anxious person, so therefore I was a little anxious. Next year, there will be no anxiety at all.
Nope. It's
None
like,
at all.
oh, it's family reunion.
So, yeah, seeing the family, seeing the fam, you know, it's gonna be just like that. So I think next year is gonna be even better.
I think it will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. We are at 1 hour and 48 minutes, my dude. We are almost 2 hours.
But in this last bit, we I feel like it would be customary for us to kind of dissolve everything down to the final bit of TwitchCon, and then we wrap this up. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's fine by me.
All right, cool. I feel like at the end of TwitchCon, the biggest heartache was that everyone was scattered when it came to flights out. You know, we were all, you know, it was one person and then another person and then another person, and it felt like as each day went on, my heartstrings just kept getting tugged, man. Like, I saw the face of, you know, the first person that left, and then the next person, and the next, and you know, it tore me up inside, and it genuinely did feel as if I was having family leave, you know. And, yeah, I remember the hardest one was whenever I gave a hug to Liza and Ray, because they were like group hug, and I was just like,
Oh,
fuck, stop, I'm gonna fucking cry, dude. Like,
oh.
and I held them. They're shorter
They're tiny.
than me, obviously. They're tiny.
Little
They're
bitty.
they're
Yeah.
they're fun sized. And when they held on to me, I felt like a big brother to both of them. And it just tore me up inside, because I was like, I won't feel that for a while, but I know that the love that I have for them is still there.
100%. And
So
yeah, dude, I definitely feel like I had a different experience with it, because I believe I was the first one to leave. I think I was the first one out, because I had to be back at work. And I remember waking up. So we had stayed up that last night. Like it was Sunday night. My flight out was on Monday, and we had stayed up ungodly late the night before, because none of us wanted, we all wanted to hang out as long as we possibly could. We were playing games and like board games and shit, and just having a blast.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we recorded that too, and that's a whole thing in itself.
and that is never being shown to the public.
Nope.
That's for us only. But yeah, my flight out was at 1 the next day, and it was like 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, okay, as much as I would like to, stay up, I really do need to get some sleep, so that way I can make sure I got my wits about me to fly back tomorrow and make sure I don't miss my flights and all. And I remember Marcus telling me, and Marcus got a little swifty that last night. And but anyway, he was like, yeah, man, you want me to like wake you up at like 10 o'clock, and then we can get out of here by 11. I can get you there like 2 hours early. I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. And I'm like walking back to bed. I'm like, that motherfucker is not going to be awake at 10 o'clock. So I wake up at like 10:30, 11. I go out there. It's completely silent. I don't see Marcus anywhere. He is not to be seen. You are in a 4-person spoon pile on the couch. It is Liza, you, Blaze, Zippy.
Yep.
In some order. I cannot remember the exact order, but that was the 4. And you guys just look like a cuddle lasagna is what it just looks like. And like, I'm ready to go. I got my bags. Got everything. You guys are asleep. Everyone's asleep. And Marcus walks in from outside. I'm like, oh, he's just cleaning the car or doing something, He goes, he like looks around and he looks at me. He goes, I don't remember going outside.
Oh.
And I'm like, did you sleep out there? He goes, I think so. I'm like,
no way.
You think so? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, are you good? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. And he was good. But like, I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I think I just slept in my car. I'm like, what? Okay. Sure, Marcus. Sure, buddy. Love you. Sure. Yeah. And I'm talking to Marcus, and I look at him, and I go, I don't want to wake anybody up. Part of me just wants to Irish goodbye and just go.
No,
right?
man.
I know.
No, I would have been, I'm not even joking. I would have spammed your phone, been like, get your ass back here.
And then I would have missed my flight, and there would have been a thing. But I was talking to Marcus, and he goes, and for me, I was considering it, but I was like, they will never forgive me if I just peace out. And Marcus goes, if that's what you want to do, like, okay. But he's like, I would advise against it, And I'm like, I was leaning this way and that. And then Ray walks out of the bedroom. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So at this point, I'm committed to it. I'm going to say goodbye. And I was okay, right? I was like, not looking forward to leaving. You guys are pretty much family at this point. And like, I was keeping the emotions pretty well in check.
Yeah.
And Ray gives me a big old hug, and her head comes to about the middle of my pecs, right? So I'm just giving her a big old hug. And it's lasting a while. And of course, like, there's not a complaint or anything. But, she's holding on for dear life. And then I hear And I almost lose it, dude. Because she is now, it's now gone from I'm giving her a hug to she is like bawling into my shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, let's hold it together, hold it together. I'm gonna just tell myself, like, hold it together. Everybody can't be crying. It's not gonna be pretty.
Be strong for them. Be strong.
Be strong. It's fine. I remember saying something along the lines of like, I'm not dying. Like, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys again, like very soon. And then I remember Ray is very adamant about being the only person who wakes up Liza, because I think Liza likes to throw hands when she wakes up. Yes. And she's waking up the spoon pile, and she goes, guys, just wake up. Omi's leaving. And I remember you are still in like the Twilight Zone, and you like rise like the Undertaker from the couch. Like, if you guys have seen like where he just sits straight up, and you go, what? No. And I give you the biggest hug ever, and then like I'm hearing like sniffles from you, and I'm like, oh, god damn it. I'm just trying my best, I'm like getting a little choked up and giving everybody a hug. And it's not till I get to the car where I'm just sitting with Marcus and I go, oh, that was really tough. Like I almost broke down, because that was brutal. I'm very glad that everybody was still kind of half asleep, because aside from Ray and you, everybody else was like, oh, goodbye, I'll miss you and everything. But like everybody was still, I don't think Liza even knew I was leaving. She was just kind of giving me a hug, and so I kind of got to do an Irish goodbye in that sense. But yeah, man, it was a lot for sure, and I can't imagine being in the other position, just watching everybody else leave. That would be tough. So I don't envy you in that case.
It was. I'll tell you what. I know it. You say like, I'm not dying, right? But like, it was the fact that I'm not gonna have that moment, for quite some time, and I will say, like, you're a brother to me, man.
Same.
And I'm like, I couldn't imagine letting go at that moment, because it didn't feel like I could. Like I'm sorry, I really need to get this out. I'm getting this out now while we can.
You're good, man. You're good.
We're airing out, old laundry at this point. How to stop crying? Just fucking.
Go ahead.
But yeah, man, it was tough seeing everyone leave, and I wasn't even the last one to leave. I was like one of the last 4 or 5 to leave. Because I had to go all the way back up to LA with the 2-hour drive. Shout out to Marcus again for taking me all the way back up, and truly a trooper. And the thing is that he had a 2-hour drive that way and then a 2-hour drive back, and I'm like, bro, you didn't have to do that. I could have like gotten on a bus, or you could have taken me to like the bus stop. And he's like, no, I'll take you. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Such a G.
One of my favorite human beings on earth.
Genuinely.
Yeah. And that's not even just for like everything he did for us, like him as a person.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite people. I fucking love Marcus.
Love Marcus. We need to get Marcus on the podcast at some point.
Guaranteed. Oh my god.
I think we have your Padre. We have your Padre. Yep. We have your Padre for the next one. I'm really excited for that one.
I am shitting bricks.
Enough of the little cry fest we had there. Do you have anything else to say? Because I'm ready to call it, because we're right at that 2 hours.
Yeah, we're right at 2 hours. Okay. I think first off, there's so much that we could spend time on and cover in this, that we could probably sit and do another 2 hours if we really wanted to.
If my voice could keep up.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't mean like, I don't think we should. I'm just saying like that's.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so much. The only thing that I will say is that I was not ready for the love that I received, if that makes sense. And I don't mean even like, just from the people from the house and everything, but the people from the community in general. I was not expecting to have people come up to me and recognize me.
Yeah.
And, say that they knew my stuff and everything. I was planning to just go and attend the convention and, meet people that I found entertaining, but to see people that told me stories of how what I do has affected them in a positive way. And that's all I ever wanted out of content creation is just to be able to influence people in a positive way and try to brighten, some people's days. And it was something that I will cherish for the rest of my life, and something that I certainly don't take for granted, nor that I feel I deserve. And that's not me trying to talk down to myself, but that is, it's something where I don't feel I deserve it, but I'm going to work hard to feel that I've earned it, if that makes sense. And to everybody that I met, and there's too many people to list, it was incredible, especially at the Val meetup. That hour felt like 10 minutes where I was just meeting so many people, and I just really felt the love, and it meant the world to me. And I just thank you. That's really all I can say. I could sit here and gush for a while about how much you guys made me feel loved, and that's a rarity for me to feel that way.
Sure.
And so yeah, just thank you to everybody I met. It was an incredible honor to get to give you guys hugs and sign badges and get to take pictures with you guys. And I'll take it with me every day for the rest of my life. And that's my closing statement. I don't know if you got anything to add.
Yeah, I'll kind of jump on that one. Kind of the same way for me. People, when I was going out, and I found out I was going to the convention, I didn't expect anyone to really even notice me, because no one outside of like very selective group of people that I've like shown my face to have seen me or who even know who I am or things like that. People, I'm kind of a, how do you say, word of mouth kind of person. People usually will hear about me, they'll be like, oh, it's Obi, and then they'll like look me up, and then they'll see my like content that I make and the singing content and stuff, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a cool guy, but I didn't expect it from same perspective where I felt love. I'm a very touchy person in the sense of like, I want to show my affection to my friends and everyone, and every single person that I met had the
Today's episode is sponsored by Kleenex.
Oh my god! Oh, everyone I met had open arms and no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and it was rough. It was rough because I didn't expect that at all, and I'm very thankful for everyone that I got to meet at SwitchCon and at the house and everything. You guys have changed my life for the better, and I sincerely say I love you all. I'm gonna end on that one, so that way I don't cry anymore, man. I'm done.
I saw that happen in real time. That whacked you hard, like immediately. You got smacked by the tear stick. That was crazy.
Oh my god. All right, We're done with
We're
that
done.
one. All right, guys, you have a good one. Anyway.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this longer than usual, special limited edition recap of TwitchCon and special episode of the podcast. We will be back next time with stories from my father. And you guys
Papa
will get
Omen.
to meet Papa Omen. I'm not sure. I'm not calling him Papa. That's not happening. We'll figure out some other name. I'm not calling him Papa.
Hey, I will introduce him. How about that? That way, I introduce Papa Omen, and then
He'll come in and I'll just be like, Papa, can you hear me? Thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch y'all next time. Have a great rest of your night and great week. Peace.
Peace.